my shop is in disarray. And that's because I am revamping. I have all of this. There used to be a table there with a scroll saw on it. And that table is now, well, it's on the other side of that door, but it's going to go away. And my scroll saw is going to be mounted on a piece of plywood and become a bench tool that I pull out when I need it. And this shelving unit right here behind me is going to get mounted on the wall up a little higher. It's just sitting on that table, and that table I'm afraid is going to have to probably go also, although I don't think I'm going to get rid of that one. I think I'll find a different use for it. But yeah, so shelving unit made out of 2x4s. It's going to go right there against that wall, and fairly high, and it's going to hold a lot of my tools that I'll pull out and use when I need them, and all of that. So I got to find a home for, you know, that extra wood down there, scraps and things. There's those 2 trash cans are full of well, here, I'll show you. Is that a good piece? It's not the best piece. This it's maple, and it's a tongue and groove flooring that is for a gym floor. You can see the tongue and the groove. I've had this for a long time. I've had it for better than 20 years anyway. And here, I'll show you what it looks like. My bench over here has this maple flooring as the top, and I got all these pieces as scraps because they installed a gym floor in the building that I was working in 20 years ago, or whenever that was. I don't know what they were doing, but I put a box in there and I said, hey, you know, throw your scraps in here if you don't mind. If they're just going in the dumpster, I'll take them. And I ended up, you know, redoing that bench again. And I don't know, I might make a table with that on the top or something similar. I'm not sure. But either way, I have it, and I need to find a place to store it for a while until I'm ready to use it. And there's lots of other random boards under there. Some of it's poplar, which... Poplar. No, poplar's really good for, you know, making things that you're going to paint. And that was another deal where I went and got a bunch of scraps from a cabinet maker shop, and a lot of them were poplar, and, you know, they said, if you want, you know, just a few pieces, we'll charge this much, but if you'll take it all, we'll charge you this much. And I took it all. I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it all. It was, I can't remember, it was like $50 or something like that if I took all their scraps and got rid of them so that they didn't have to deal with them. And I've still got pieces of it. I've still got some. It was mostly red oak and poplar. I made some boxes out of the red oak, and I made some boxes out of the poplar too, I think, maybe. But anyway, so I've still got pieces of that. That stuff's been under there forever. I mean, for a long time, and I just haven't had any reason, you know, to do that. And like I said, you know, before, I'd spend my afternoons, you know, working on projects, and I would just work on the projects. You know, I wasn't too concerned about making my shop work better or be more efficient or have more space or anything like that, because I was always focused on, you know, let's get this project done, whatever it might be. So I thought I was going to have jury duty starting Monday, but they sent me an email and said, "Oh, we've got it taken care of. We don't need you. No further action required on your part at this time." Yes. Not that I wouldn't be honored and feel, it's my duty to serve on a jury and everything like that. I would absolutely do it if they needed me, but and I wouldn't, try to make up BS excuses to get out of it or anything like that. But I'm just glad that I don't, because I would much rather be doing something else. But I'm going to store other tools like, well, okay, so like this is a biscuit joiner that's parked in here, and I've got another miniature biscuit joiner. I've got just a handful of tools that don't have a case, they don't have a regular home, and I'm going to make that their home. Oh, and anybody who might be watching this who's waiting for a project from me, I promise that it's coming. I promise that I'm working on it. This stuff had to get done so that I can properly, work on projects. A lot of my mistakes in the past, I mean, it's kind of like anything for a creative person, where other people look at it and they're amazed, and they're like, "This is so awesome! It's so great." Nobody's buying anything for me, Uncle Sam. But even the people that you're making things for, making gifts for, and that kind of thing, they absolutely love it. They don't see any of the flaws. They see the great parts of it and everything, and that's fantastic. It's a wonderful feeling when you give somebody something that you made and they just love it. There's nothing better. I look at the things that I've made and I see the flaws, and it's not, I'm not like trying to be super hard on myself or anything like this. This is the kind of thing that pushes me to do this kind of thing, to be better, to make my shop better, to try and do better work with better tools and all that kind of thing. But yeah, so that those little mistakes and those things over the years that would bother me, but because I would see them, I would say, "Oh, I screwed that up," or I didn't get the measurement exactly right, and there's a little gap or whatever, just those little things that not that they aren't perfect, but they aren't excellent, put it that way. I'm hoping to minimize those. I'm hoping to get rid of those kinds of errors and mishaps and things that by making this a better working shop. So I'm going to try and do all those things, and that's going to start here in just a minute when I hit the stop button on this. Hello again. Actually, it's been a few days. I'd like to pretend that I got all this done in one day, but no. My hands were starting to cramp up because I was using a dado set on my table saw to cut these. Joints and make this thing as strong as possible, which it really is. It's very, very strong. So finally done. I might when the weather gets warmer, I might take all the tools off and take it outside and stain it, or sand it up a little bit and give it some stain and make it look a little nicer. But for now, It's doing the job that I wanted it to do. And I think I said before, I've got a second one of these that's it's buried under a bench right now, and I wasn't gonna mess with it for today, but I've got a second one of these, and it will fit nicely right here in the same on the same shelf. So unless I happen to come up with another tool that I can't live without, and I go buy it, and then that'll be there instead, because that happens. There's at least 6 feet here. And so I'm going to be able to pull my table saw back this way and my workbench back this way. I can pull the table saw back and then pull the bench back this way, and it'll give me a little more room back here where there's not as much. Back where it was, I had to make a cut on my table saw, like when I started the time lapse thing for putting these on the shelf. Something came up, I had to make a cut real quick, and I was like, my camera's going to be in a different spot and it's not going to look right. So I drew with a marker, I drew a little circle on the around the 3 legs of the tripod so that I could get it right back in the same spot. The things that people do for, you know, camera continuity, I'm sure movie sets have done much more elaborate things than that. But anyway, so thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a great day, and I hope you'll come back and watch some more, and maybe even give me a like and a subscribe. Bye.